Mine's a delay too.
Mine was delayed.
Maybe a warning next time.
I apologize for the delay. Yeah,
It's my first one though.
I was gonna try to play it off.
I was sitting here dancing. Like,
Right. I'm like, okay, we're gonna listen to this again.
I promise we're much smarter than this on a normal day. Welcome back to Pretty Smart. We've got Sydney, Ty, and with us also we have. Got me laughing. Welcome back to another episode of Pretty Smart. We are here with Sydney, Ty, and a special guest on tonight. We have with us Tony Alexander. Can you give
Hey,
a round of
Tony.
applause? Welcome. He is special.
I'm a male guest on a female show. We love that.
Okay, definitely
Yes.
special. Okay, it takes a special person to get in the club. So we are talking about hair, Black women's hair, and how we care for it, especially starting at such a young age. So I don't know, ladies, like we all look good tonight. Let's first of all acknowledge that. Look at
Amen.
this hair
Yes.
coming through. Yes.
Yes.
So first of all, let's talk about what it took to get to this look that we have tonight. Let's talk about that first of all. Because I want to start with Sydney because honey snatched for the gods.
Really,
Okay?
I feel like my hair was the problem today. It wasn't falling for me today, right? It needs some moisture. I don't know, but it's okay. I mean, thank you.
Yes.
I mean, what I did was
Beautiful.
put
Very
some oil
beautiful.
in it. That's it.
Okay, oil.
Right. Come through, oil.
Little oil and water. Okay,
needed
curls popping. I love it. Got a little high pony, half down, half up. Love it.
Oh no,
Yeah, what kind of oil?
I'm more of a fan of coconut oil, tea tree oil, and castor oil.
Yes.
Those are
Yes.
my
I love
oils.
coconut oil.
We got a hair person here, and I'm scared to say that. Okay.
No, I mean those oils are good, but there are some others that you could use depending on what your hair texture is and porosity as well. But I'm not going to go into that. Go ahead, y'all keep going.
No, I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
What?
What?
Porosity.
Well,
Like,
when you have oil, like your hair just need that oil for that moisture. So a lot of people usually, and especially with our people, melanated people, we like to use our castor oil and things like that. But then we're unaware of oils like marula oil and avocado oil and sunflower oil and things like that. Those oils are a lot better because the fat content is higher, so that way it will sit just a little bit longer.
I'm taking notes.
I feel that.
Sunflower oil.
What was the first one you said?
Marula.
Yeah, I've never heard that one. Marula.
Marula. Marula oil. on your skin too. It's
Where
really
does
good for
that
you.
come from? Does it as a
Um,
plant
it
or?
comes from a plant. So there is a plant. It's a tree in Africa, the marula plant. If you Google it or look it up, the marula plant is actually has these fruit that ferment before they hit the ground. So
Ooh.
animals eat them and get drunk. But marula fruit is a super fruit, so you can eat it. You can create spirits or alcohol from it. You can use it for your hair and all types of things like that. So it's a multi-purpose. But marula is really good, and I learned a lot about it when I used to teach at Paul Mitchell, and we had a whole marula oil line, and they had to teach us about
Okay.
it and what it did and things like that. And I felt like that workshop was a little interesting because it was a lady who did not share the same ethnic pool as I do. And she was trying to
Mm.
explain to me the benefits of marula oil to my hair, which is a type of hair she has never had in her life. However, it was okay.
Okay.
But I just think that when it comes down to um, hair, especially from melanated people, I think that we need to do our research on what is best for our hair
For
and
sure.
Mm.
also
For sure.
knowing what texture your hair is. A lot of people have a delusion into thinking that, oh, well, my hair is so soft. No, it ain't.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. And the thing is, it's like you have to be honest with yourself. If you have more coarse hair, you have to be honest with yourself. You can't use products that are not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like some
Mm.
Amen.
products are, if you have fine hair, my hair is more fine. It took me years to lock my hair, but I can't use like heavy products. Heavy products just do not work because my hair is too fine. But if your hair is more thick, or if your hair is more
Mm.
dense, you can take
That's
heavier products because
necessary.
that's what you need. Because a light product, your hair is gonna laugh at a light product. It's like, what is that? So you have
It
to,
definitely does have
right. So
edge
you have
control
to
is very
know what you're
funny.
doing, especially so like Arlena. Arlena has locks, and if her hair is thick, that means that she has to use certain products that I can't use. So she would probably, when she's retwisting her hair, she would probably use a styling gel or a locking gel that's a little thicker than mine. If I use that same styling gel or locking gel, it's not going to give the same effect. So
Got
it's
you.
two different types of hair, two different products. And also color treated hair is another thing that us people, especially nowadays, everybody wants to color their hair, but then they're wondering
Right.
why their hair is coming off in their hand.
Right.
Well, I wanted to touch again more on the making sure that we take care of our hair with different products based off our hair. So Ty and Sydney and we all have different types of like styling. I'm sure like even starting younger, we tend to not really do much with our children's hair. We tend to kind of just like, oh, I'll just kind of put a little water on it or put a little cream on it and just send on their way. Like, how do we at a young age start taking care of our hair so that we can have a more manageable hair when we get older? Mm. So scalp stimulation. So Sydney, today you said your hair was not really cooperating. So what kind of like maybe next time like some extra little stimulation, I don't know, maybe to kind of loosen it up. I don't know. I mean,
I have a
is
little
it more difficult working with curly hair?
me.
Sydney? Yeah, you. Yeah.
Well, I guess yeah, to a point. I mean, when I straighten my hair, it's a lot easier to manage every day than this because if you wake up weird the next day and your hair's not going to just lay again, I have to get it wet to get it to do
Mm-hmm.
anything. And
Okay.
so, yeah, sometimes I actually straighten it just for the break.
Just
So I can
so what
so I
is
can wrap it
so
at night and then pull
okay,
it
yeah, I
out
was like,
in the morning and it's just done.
how long does it take you to straighten your hair?
Good 4 hours at least. Well, I do little section at a time. Well,
I was
also I
gonna
do
say, how
take
big are your sections?
So I'm also a person who's like, I take breaks. So I guess if I was to do it straight through, probably an hour and a half, hour 45, maybe.
Ooh,
Now that
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, because I was like, I take a lot of breaks. I'd be like,
that's a
oh, this
long
section's
time.
done. Let me go do
Now,
this.
mind if I cut
I
in?
just lock
Now,
mine
how does it take you 4 hours for an hour and a half of straightening? So it's
Probably
like,
No,
because
I
Honey,
agree. I agree with Sydney. It can take a while when you
I
have
lock
big
my
hair,
hair up.
and
it's
if you're doing it yourself, it gets tiring. You're just like, and you got to do it little piece by piece because if you don't, your hair's not gonna come that bone straight that you want. It's gonna be a little feel a little coarse.
Well,
So we do have to do those little pieces by pieces just to make it real straight. So
and
I agree, it can take that long if you're doing it yourself.
I'm
is
sure
it?
the product, like my straightener, isn't as good as if like you, a stylist,
Oh
you
yeah,
probably have the
to
best
come
of the
in there
best
and
where
get
you
it
can do
bone
one
straight.
line
Right.
down. I have to do it like I have to really take my time on one little strand. So yeah, it
Hmm.
takes a
I
while.
hated straightening my hair. I
I feel
hated
like
it.
if
well,
I take
I
2 hours,
loved it. When
hour
I
and
had it
45 minutes,
straightened, I loved it because it literally, I would just blow dry my hair and it would already be straight. And I
Oh,
was
you were lucky. It just
see, I
like,
blow
that's
dry
Yeah.
it
that's not
straight.
straightening your hair. That's just
It's like big straight. It'll be straight like a
Hmm.
fade. It'll be just like
Exactly.
yeah.
my hair's a lot longer than it shows when it's curly because it bounces, but it goes past like, you know,
Yeah,
okay.
because
Mom, I
it's
don't care.
shrinkage, so
Okay
I
with
can
the
see that
length.
it's like really long.
it takes a long time. So I hate it.
Yeah,
But I love it when it's done because then I get the break.
but I like big
Right.
hair. I really like big hair. So
I
I
do
was never
too.
the person to really like straighten my hair straight. I would kind of like bump it under. You might remember those? You take the flat iron and you just kind of bend it under a little bit. Oh my gosh,
Oh
I just
yeah.
You know,
big
Childhood
hair. Oh,
memories.
what's crazy about that? Like, I didn't love my big hair ever until I was an adult.
Yep.
Until really I met my wife and she like was like, "No, wear it big. I love your poofy hair in the morning." You know what I mean? And it was like
oh,
before that, I never did because I grew up in Holland, Michigan. It was very Dutch town. Like it was like a little mini Holland, very white. And like growing up, this was like ew.
yeah,
You know
that's
what I
true.
mean? My people used to make fun of my lips, my hair. I tried, I would do like the black hairstyles like growing up and people would make fun of it. And so I would never do it again and I always wanted to straighten my hair and I stopped swimming even though I was really good at it because I needed to have bone straight hair like
Yeah,
little blonde
Oh
girls.
wow, yeah, that's definitely growing up
right.
in a white neighborhood. In
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
hood, we always had all kinds of crazy different hairstyles. I love doing my hair and going to school and getting compliments because I had this. I wouldn't say it was ghetto, but I would have all these different creative hairstyles, and so
okay.
we used to always be like, getting
Creative.
I
getting
Okay.
love
compliments
that.
on
Creative.
Like,
that.
it's
What do you mean
different
by
now.
creative?
I feel like it would be different now. People would appreciate
Yeah,
this more because,
for
but
sure.
back in my day when I was a kid, you didn't see things like this on TV.
No, you
Maybe on
didn't.
BET. You know what I mean? But that's it.
Right.
Like
Not really. Yeah, not you're right.
it
Not really.
wasn't
You
like
saw
that was
that bone
my
straight
time.
hair, right?
It was at the time it was very skinny, blonde hair, blue-eyed girls, and I lived in that town that those were the ones that were worship. So growing up, I never appreciated this
Yep.
ever. And now that I'm
What?
adult, I do. I just let it go. Look at I'm on live
Okay.
show with it
I
everywhere.
I
Like
think you grow into yourself as well because you start
Yeah,
to see
for
that,
sure.
you don't have to
I
conform
do.
to those things. And society
I
has
am who I
definitely
am.
changed
Yeah,
from
For
now
sure.
to then.
it
So I
has.
think
I do
taking
love the
care
fact that melanated men and women
Mm-hmm.
are being more comfortable
yes.
with their hair. I'm seeing more, natural styles and curly
Oh yeah,
styles, and
Mhm.
definitely.
men are embracing their
Oh no.
twists
Oh
and
no.
things like that. So it's
Yep.
embracing our hair and our heritage and what it takes to keep our hair up is everything what I'm seeing now. I'm really enjoying
I
that.
love it.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's definitely
Exactly. Yes.
different.
Embracing who we are and getting back to our roots and just honestly not conforming to what society expects
Mhm.
from us. Because, I mean, honestly, we set the trends. Because some of the things, if you think about it, that our Caucasian or other people use, some of the styles or some of the creativity kind of came from us and they kind of took it.
Absolutely.
So,
Question though, what bothers y'all the most? I know for like us growing up as kids, like we struggled with, other people making fun of our hairstyles. How do y'all feel about the kids now that you see their hair and like their parent we feel like their parents just let them go wild? but they're
Mm.
kind of growing into that. Let me let my child's hair, grow and live, and not putting so much product in there. How do y'all feel about that?
I know. I'm
He's
like,
like,
I am because the first thing I thought about is the thing that probably pisses a lot of us off when you see the mother's hair is all luxurious and
yes.
all
Mhm.
in place, and the little girl hair is running all over her head like she just rolled
Got
out of bed.
weaves in it. I'm like,
And it's like,
where did
Mhm.
y'all have
seriously, it's like
weave?
you didn't take the time to make sure that your daughter's hair was done, but your hair looks amazing.
Well,
yeah,
I just don't. That's something I don't understand. I guess because growing up, I had two little sisters, and my little sisters, we all have massive amounts of hair. So I've had hair all my life.
yeah.
My sister's hair is like 2 times of what Sydney is, both of them. So
that's
imagine
so
all of
cute.
that hair. My mom would sit there and just do, and she was like, and I used to ask her, I said, why do you do their hair every other day? That's a lot of work. And she just would be like, she said, that's the only way the hair is going to grow. She said, you have to stimulate the hair. You have to make sure, she said, when you don't tend to it and take care of it, it does not
It
grow.
starts to break
And
off,
that was
right?
how
But
I first learned before I even became a stylist. That's how I learned, like, how to really stimulate hair growth.
Yeah.
But as a young child, do you feel like their hair is, when you're doing it too much, is causing more damage for them, and perhaps they should? Because it makes me go back to the comments on Blue Ivy, how they used to always just jump on Beyonce's case about not doing her child's hair, but then there's always those kids that grow up and their hair is struggling, like they have too much damage to it because they were getting their hair done
I,
every other day, as a young child.
I think it
But
has a lot to do not so much with how much you do to it or how much you do it, but rather what you do when you do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what styles are we putting in? What are things are we using on their hair? Like if you're constantly putting heat to your hair, of course your hair is gonna be brittle. If you're
absolutely.
constantly putting it in those tight, really tight styles, of course. Or the one that irks my nerves, and I'm not a stylist, but putting weave in children's hair at a young age, like let their
Well,
hair
time
breathe.
out, because I feel like I'm being attacked here.
No, no,
No, I'm
at a
kidding. I'm
certain
kidding.
age,
No,
like
I'm
if they're
kidding.
5,
No, I
they
was just
don't
gonna
need to
say
have,
We
yeah.
I do have a story. So as a child, I was like 4 or 5. Me and my cousin played barbershop, and he cut off my ponytails.
Oh,
Yeah. So I
that's
had
what
like this
people
long
do.
strand here, but then it was really short here, and like it was all over the place to where like they didn't want to cut all my hair off. But they had to compromise, and so they did add some weave to it just to make it go the length that it was originally. So yeah, I was a young child. If I could show y'all photos, y'all would laugh at me. But yes, I was a young child with braids or with weave in my hair, and everybody's like, "Well, what in the world? Like, she's too young for that." That was definitely me, but I had a reason.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I
That
was gonna say
within
that
reason, within
there's a
reason.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like we're not just like I've seen some girls and that little girls that have braids that like what Ty has, and they're down. I'm like, that's too heavy. That's too
Yeah,
much on
for
Yeah,
sure.
their
the
little neck.
braids don't bother me as much as the lace fronts. The lace
Oh,
fronts,
Now,
the
yeah,
lace front, I just really want to just snatch the lace off of the child and snatch the scalp off of the adult. Like that's what
now
drives me
I
agreed.
have seen.
Yeah,
Mm,
no, that's just it's too
hold
young for
on,
that.
one
If it
thing
was
at a time, because you
temporary dye,
overload.
I could
Yeah,
get it.
you see, you about to have me go crazy in here.
It's overload. Wait a minute. Wait
Hmm.
What kind of dye was it? Because they have like the washout temporary
a
dye.
minute. I
Okay,
don't mind
so
the little wax rub on. That's cute for like little fun
Yeah.
stuff. But
mm-mm,
why
Even
mm-mm.
not
for a
even that?
child, no.
a
Yeah.
chemical, a
No,
chemical is
not the chemical
That
one.
would be too
It's
much.
the
Color in general
natural.
on a child? No.
I know what you're talking about, the
Yeah,
wax,
it's
the
yeah,
like
it's an
the
all
costume
natural
wax.
little wax. It's
Color
just
in general on a child?
you ain't never took a
They don't
Kool-Aid
like it.
packet and dyed your hair.
That's what I said. What I said.
I said what I said. Okay. But no, honestly, the lace fronts, I want to go back to that because I have seen some cancer patients, like young children, that they have
Right.
made like little girl styles. And I
Exactly.
feel like that's accepted. Like it was
Yeah.
a reason, like for
Absolutely,
Ty.
Totally
But
absolutely.
these,
acceptable.
no, I get what you're
But
saying.
but but because
No,
Mama
no,
don't feel like doing
that's
little Kiki
unacceptable.
hair, no, that's
Unacceptable.
not acceptable.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like it drives me nuts when I see that. It's like
Crochets.
if you were going to this is my thing, and this is I'm not a parent and I'm also a male, so my thought process is a little different. So I'm thinking like if I'm gonna have a child, especially a little girl, that means I need to already have in my head
Mentally
that I'm
prepared.
gonna have to take that time out to make sure that her hair is
Or
cultivated
spend the
correctly.
money.
Mhm.
Or spend the money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Like,
Mhm.
because I want her to be able to have that healthy hair when she gets older.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to it's like you can't be lazy, when it comes to that. Even if your
Exactly.
parents were lazy with your hair, you can't do your child the
Can't be
same
cursed.
injustice.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Agreed.
Yes.
I gotta give credit to my mom, man.
Right. Same. My mom
My
had
mom
4
tried. She
girls.
couldn't do hair for nothing, but she tried.
Well, here's the thing.
You
She
know
tried.
what? It's the effort though. She
It
tried.
was. She definitely put a lot of effort in. I was so happy when I got to an age where I was like, I could do my own hair. 'Cause-
I got
and
it.
then
But
me
my
being
mom wasn't a
29,
stylist
woo.
either. My mom was far from a stylist, but she tried, and then with my mom, it was four of us. So imagine
Whew.
three of us with a head full of hair, two girls and one boy. Because my brother, he couldn't grow hair like me, so all of us with our hair down our backs. And she's like,
Ooh, man.
"Yeah, all of us had hair down
I
our
can
like."
imagine it, Tony, because my mom had 4 girls and she kept all of our hair done. She'd actually go to the beautician, show me what you know. Teach me how to straighten these girls' hair. Teach me how to take care of it. And we would go years without going to a beautician.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
all right,
Because
wash day,
it's a
line
lot.
up.
Because
Everybody washing their
it's a
hair.
lot that goes into that.
Yes.
But now going into the other, what was it, the color,
The
hair color?
color. Yes.
So, just fun fact about me, I actually, before I leave this good universe, I actually want to create a color line for melanated people, for
Mm.
our
Okay.
hair. Like that's
Okay.
actually for us, because a lot of color lines out there are really not for us, for our type of hair. It takes
Right.
so much stripping and pulling and all that just to even get us the color that we're desired. And what a lot of
Mm.
people don't understand, and I've colored my hair has been every color in the book. I think the last time Arlena saw me, my hair was probably red.
Yep,
So my
it
hair is
was.
blonde now. It was purple before then, it was blue before then. But when it comes down to color, colors are chemical. And a lot of times with that color, in order for you to get that color to where you can see it with the natural eye, that chemical has to pull a lot of the protein from your hair to
Hmm.
even get in there.
Wow.
Because your hair shaft is almost like, have you guys ever seen like an armadillo or like a pen? You guys are looking at me like I'm crazy. Um,
Just say it again.
it's almost like your hair shaft almost like locks up. So
Okay.
it's almost so when you color it, those chemicals pretty much open the structure of your hair a little bit.
Oh, like
To
destroy it, like break it down. I get what you're saying.
Absolutely. So it breaks
Okay,
it down in
okay.
order for it to get inside of the hair follicle to because what it's
Disrupt in
doing
the
is
natural
when
order.
you're bleaching your hair, you're pulling the color protein out of your hair. So that's
Mm.
why when you color your hair, you hear a lot of stylists say you have to condition it, you have to treat it, you have to
Hmm.
moisturize it because your hair is brittle. So when I colored my hair blonde, I had to wait before I retwisted it because my hair is brittle. It has to
Mm.
strengthen back up. So
Yes.
with coloring can be dangerous, and a lot of people they color their hair every 4 to 6 weeks, and then they wonder why in the next year their hair is this long, or their hair is in their hand, or it's on their floor.
I don't mess with that color. I don't mess with that color.
Oh,
Now
I don't
I will
either.
say this. Henna is okay, so the loctician I was going to, she said henna is like it's like a plant-based color,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So that's the only
Henna
thing
is
I've
very
ever done
natural.
color-wise is henna.
Yeah, henna is
I've never
natural.
even heard of this.
So if
Really?
you
You've
guys,
never heard of henna?
you
Henna is
have you ever heard of a Beijing color?
Mm-mm.
So it's this color that if you guys are from the South or you guys that know
I'm
any
from the
country
South.
cat daddies or pimps, they would have that color where it was like the blackout beard, where it looked like it's painted. on the
When they go
face.
to the barber and they fill in the
Yeah.
hairline and
Yes,
stuff. Yeah.
that's the Beijing. That's the henna color. That's what that is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They,
Now
so
now I've heard of it.
right.
Now
So
I
the
heard.
Okay.
most popular brand is called Beijing, and it
Yep.
comes
Gotcha.
in black, brown, red, and henna color is it stains everything. It
Be
stains
careful.
your skin. It stains your hair. So that's why they're able to like create hair like on because it stains the skin
Mm-mm.
Ah,
initially. So it's not really a color. So color goes into the hair, pulls protein out, and deposits the color back. Henna is a paint and it sits on top of the hair and your scalp.
All I
wow.
But
ever
it
done.
allows your scalp to breathe. That's the
Okay.
only
That's
it allows
all
your
I've
scalp
ever
to breathe.
done.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah,
Because
hair is
my
like
hair will change colors in like those different seasons. Like it'll be like weird. Like my ends will change colors. So I'll just so it'll all be one color. I get a henna,
Mhm,
fill it in, we're
absolutely.
good to go. I need to do a new one too,
Okay.
by the way. Stay
What
on
are
that
y'all
time.
thoughts on relaxers and perms?
Nope.
Don't mess with them anymore.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's a
No.
difference between relaxers and perms.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't do
So
them.
a,
Don't touch
a
them.
perm will have you looking like Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
A
I tried that.
relaxer
It just got rough.
will have you looking like Kim
Bone
Kardashian.
shape. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, neither one of those. My hair did was like no to neither one of those. My hair, when I tried a relaxer, my
Messes with
hair
my
said it
curls.
curled up. It did the opposite. Like
Now
both
some
times
people
it did the
need it.
opposite. I don't know.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I'm not one of those stylists that feel like, black stylists is like, oh, no relaxer, all natural, woo woo. No,
Don't
some people need it. I'm just gonna be honest. Some people just need it because
just a
if
touch.
it, if you're a person who is tender headed, for those who don't know what that is,
Okay. Yep.
it
Mhm.
if
Every
I
black
if
person
I'm
knows what
trying to
it
get
is.
through your hair as a stylist and it sounds like I'm biting an apple or
Oh
cutting some
gosh, not an
celery,
apple.
then it's like
I don't know that struggle.
I need some assistance with
Mm.
this,
Yep.
especially if your scalp is tender. So it's like
Yes.
I need a little help, but sometimes I feel like a relaxer is not always the
Yeah.
answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can use texturizers.
Th- Okay.
You can use there are treatments called like they're like wave releasers or something of that nature.
Okay.
Hmm.
Where
Okay.
it's
It's
like
curl or something
it
like
pretty
that.
much like a detangler. So
Okay.
it has like a slight bit of chemical in it, but it's a detangler. So it would be probably more so used for like for Sydney if she wanted to relax the curl just a little bit to make the
Sydney
hair
wanna
like
relax her
bigger
curls.
or to reduce the shrinkage. That's what that would do. And then
Okay.
the relaxer makes it completely straight. And the one thing about relaxer we have to be careful about, and this is also for the people that are listening, the main ingredient in relaxer is also the main ingredient in embalming fluid.
Stop. You li-
I mean,
I'm
I've
so
heard so
serious.
many
I knew
crazy
it. I
things.
knew we
Like,
shouldn't mess with no relaxers. Nope.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Relax. The main ingredient in
Don't do it.
relaxers, in Nair, in Veet, in any hairless removal
well,
cream is formaldehyde, which is what's used in embalming fluid, and also
I
Friend.
mean, at this
Hold
point,
on,
when he
friend.
said Nair and Veet, I'm like, well, shoot,
Anything
I
to
can't
do
It
get
with
rid
a
of
literally
that.
relaxer,
is
so I
it
don't want no parts of
keeps
it.
the
I'm
body
sorry.
from decomposing. Like, no, thank
yes,
you.
yes,
No.
and then also any Brazilian. You guys heard like the Brazilian hair straightening treatments? Those
Mhm.
have formaldehyde in them too.
Hmm.
Well, that's why I got locks. We don't got to worry about that.
What? What's the saying?
Uh oh. Uh oh. What's he about to do?
I just realized my last show, no one could hear anything I was saying, and y'all were just looking crazy into the screen because I wasn't in the scene. But it's just embalming fluid. You know the old saying, what doesn't kill you hurts like hell.
Um,
Is that how it goes?
I'm like, I don't recall. I thought it was what don't kill you, make you
I was
stronger.
I thought that's
Yeah,
what
that's
it
what
was,
I'm
but
saying.
I
It
think
okay,
that's
also
what I
hurt
got.
like hell.
we'll roll with that. But I think that with
I guess in a way
anything
that works.
anything with
But
moderation, honestly. I
Mhm.
do think with relaxers, you just definitely have to keep your hair up because it
yeah.
will cause your hair to break off, because any chemical is weakening your hair.
It's
It
basically
Mhm.
really
lint, right?
is
Because you're
weakening
using
your hair.
embalming fluid.
I'm not gonna lie, in high school, I lived by relaxers.
Yeah, I won't lie either,
Yeah.
We did
I
not.
mean,
We lived
I
by
was
that straight hair
tender-headed, my
product.
hair was thick, and it tangled too quick, so I was like, "You know what?" Like, every other month, I was getting a relaxer. Crazy, right?
And the thing is, what would stretch out your relaxers would have been, and this is probably asking for too much, but if you would have gotten like roller sets every week, that would have caused you not to
We can
have.
do a roller set at the house. That's not hard.
You
That's all
really
we
can
do.
do a roller set
It's
at the
it's a lot of
house.
time, though. It's a lot of work.
Because I used
Oh,
to have
okay.
clients that when I used to do hair like regularly like that, a lot of my clients came to get the roller sets every week, and they got relaxers maybe every 2 or 3 months.
yeah.
And that was because think about it, when you're not really taking care of that and keeping it straight, then it's gonna be an issue.
Mhm.
So if you're just letting it just go everywhere, then guess what? That's exactly what it's gonna do. It's
Yeah,
gonna start
that's true.
thickening up, and then it's gonna be like, oh, this is straight, and ooh, look at them roots. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it also depends on where you sweat. Because I know for I can speak for myself, I don't sweat inside of my head. So when I
Okay.
used to get my hair blown out, me in the summertime didn't bother me at all because my hair
Must be
didn't.
nice.
Yeah,
Right. It
because
must
my
be
my
nice.
roots never had an issue. It was the ends. So like my roots would be straight, but then the ends would go out like freakazoid, and it was just like, yeah,
That's how mine is
hell
when it's straight.
yeah, like a lion's mane. It's like, like
Speaking
it,
of
because
lion's
the thing is,
mane,
before you leave the house, it's like, ooh, it's bone straight, it's slipping. Oh
boom, boom,
yes,
bouncing.
and then as soon as you get in the sun, it's like,
Yep.
boom,
Yep,
and
Right.
then it just gets
exactly.
big.
Speaking of that bone straight hair and going from straight to poof, I remember Sydney talking about, back in the day we wanted to keep our hair straight because of, what society
Yeah.
expected. So I guess remember I guess I want to go back to speaking on how it's shifted because now, like you said, we see women on black women with
Mhm.
big poofy hair, and used to back in the day, you come to work with your big poofy hair, they're like,
No.
did you forget to do your hair today? Da, da, da.
Right.
But now we can go to hair with we have our hair sticking up everywhere.
I was like, "Oh,
Like where does the line of professionalism draw when it comes to black hair? Where do you think
Um,
Professional.
that line is?
I think now, as long as it looks neat, they really
But what is
don't
neat?
care as much. Just because I've seen some people.
I've seen some
We've
hairstyles.
all have seen some people, and you're
We've seen
like,
some
did
stuff.
you walk out of your office like that
Did you
today?
not
walk out
naked,
of bed
Did you
like
walk
that?
out of the house and
Friend,
go
did you
into
not see
your
a
naked."
office
mirror or
looking like this
something?
today?
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know.
I have a
Like,
confession.
because
I might be that person sometimes.
we've all been that person sometimes, but like, even, I mean, it's like in the workplace. Like, if you run to Walmart or something like that, sure.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I know the question you're trying to get to ask. So, of course, over time, it's been a lot of things in the news about um, melanated people being kicked out of a sport or getting
Yeah.
chastised at work because of a particular hairdo and what protected styles. And now we get into those conversations.
Mhm.
Like head
yeah,
wraps. Yeah.
I think it's also just society is still getting acclimated
Society.
to our
Society.
hair. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, think about you all are ladies, and I guess me and Arlena, we both have locks. So think about me being a black man with locks. It's automatically I'm deemed as aggressive just because I have locks. So it's like I could be the most docile person you ever want to meet, but because I have locks and I'm a melanated man, it's automatically assumed that I'm some kind of roughneck, or
Yeah.
I'm just
Hood.
angry black man
Yeah.
because I have locks. So a lot of times with me and Arlena has even seen this, I usually wear my hair pulled back because
Yeah.
usually
In
I'm
a
less
style or something like that.
intimidating when my hair is pulled back. When my hair
Mhm.
is down or it's in like it's like people look at me like, ooh, like oh my
And
god,
taken
especially.
back, right?
Yeah, but if my hair is pulled back and it's bunned up, then usually people are like, "Oh, well, he's more approachable." Okay,
But do you
That
you
also
sucks that
think,
it's like that, though.
yeah,
Society making it like that. Like, you have to adjust yourself to make sure that other people are comfortable.
Not
It's like
even
that's
comfortable, but what about respect or take you seriously?
Right,
Like,
right.
some
exactly.
people, when especially when you have locks, they tend to think that you're a slacker. You don't really,
Absolute,
or
and they
you're a
tend to,
pothead, or things of
and
that
we
nature.
chain
So,
smoke
right,
Rita and
not
everything
so much.
else.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be true, but that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, even if I
hey,
do
you don't know my
change
life.
smoke,
Don't
it's
worry
none
about.
of your
Mind your
business.
business. Mind your business. But no, but
Right.
Mind your own.
honestly, people don't think you as serious when you carry yourself a certain way. And then, society, yes, it may have shifted where it kind of accepts more bigger hair, more different styles, but they Tony said, they still kind of are taken back by certain styles. Like, they're still trying to figure us out. Like,
It's just the prejudice in it, no matter what. Because if he cuts
yeah,
his hair off today, they're still going to look at him as a black man.
Hmm.
And so
exactly.
that's
Mhm.
going to be bothersome. So it's
Yeah,
just like, it doesn't really matter necessarily how your hair is. They're going to find a way to judge you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
exactly.
unfortunate that that's how life is. That's how everyone is, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
Right
it's
on
mean, we,
down to the
Welcome
colors we
to the
choose to
good
dye our
life.
hair.
hmm
Really
now.
stupid. At our
Can
own
we
concert.
now? What do you guys think about
Joke.
young men with long hair? Like, if you had a little boy, would you let him keep his hair if he wanted
I
to?
did.
I've
Heck
tried so
I
yeah.
many
did.
times. Yeah. I wanted to grow my son's hair. Well, I have grown my son's hair.
I have given no.
No, I let my child, my son, my firstborn, from birth until he was 5, and then he said, "Mom, I want to cut my hair." I said, "Okay." Like, literally, I was not going to cut his hair because I that's his. This, first of all, I believe my children. That's their body. I'm just here to kind of guide them through life.
Yeah.
I'm not here to show them what to do. So when it came to his hair, I was like, I'm not going to cut his hair because that's a part of him.
That's what he wants.
Um, I'm definitely not here to put what society wants on him. They
Right.
Right.
expect me to cut his hair when he turns 1.
And, and that's the thing. And you know what? That's another thing that kind of irks me in here, especially with our people. That baby is too young to be sitting in a barber's chair with clippers and that noise and blades and stuff. That
Right.
Vibrating their
is
little skull.
traumatic. That is
Agreed.
traumatic for a little child.
It
Like,
is.
Mhm.
that's traumatic. I've seen it in barbershops where it's like the baby is 2 or 3, and oh, he getting a haircut for what?
And
What?
they videoing and that baby
Yeah, it's
just
like, but
crying.
what? Like,
No.
why is that a rite of passage to cut that baby's hair? He's 3. Like,
Yeah.
and the thing is, I'm like, can't. And it's like, put yourself in that toddler's shoes. You're sitting in a chair in a room with people
Yes, tell
you
me what
don't
you
know, with sounds you've never heard, with
with
something that's
blades.
cutting you, with
Right.
blades that's cutting you. So you're like, and don't let the barber like make a mistake and nick the
If
neck
you
or something.
Oh,
woo,
It's over.
a
It's
traumatizing.
whole
over.
new thing.
Traumatizing. So it's like, and I remember for me, my mom kept my hair. Well, my dad was like that. He didn't want the barber to scare me. So that's why I didn't go so young. I didn't cut my hair until I was about 6. And that was because I told my mom, I said, Mommy, I want to cut my hair because the girls think I'm a girl. So I want to cut my hair.
You were
Because
very
because in that time, you didn't have a lot of kids getting locks at that time in the
Mhm.
early 90s. That wasn't a
Right. No,
thing,
you
not
didn't.
for kids.
Mm-mm.
Right.
So my hair, I used to wear my hair like,
Big
braids or
box
bunged
braids,
up,
yeah.
ponytail and stuff. And they thought I was a girl. So I was like, Mom, cut this hair off. I don't want
I can't do this.
I don't want this no more. But I think with guys, I think that mothers definitely have to teach their sons how to take care of their hair, just like you teach
Yes.
your female children how to do their hair. Only because that male may have a female child, and he needs not to
That
be
he needs to know
clueless
how to do
when it
it.
comes down to some hair.
I want to talk. You talked about not just the black mama knowing how to do hair. Let's talk about
The black
white
dad.
people.
Oh,
White
no.
white
people
people in black
with
hairstyles.
with black babies doing hair.
You know
Whew.
what? I didn't know where you were going because I like that you're going there because but I do remember I did have a white male friend who was a single dad because the mom unfortunately passed away of 2 African American girls, and that it was a hard deal for him. But he learned how to do their hair. It was really really an adventure. But go ahead.
So
That
yeah,
I,
was
like
I, I
I,
think that it's as a stylist, I've seen it. So I had a fun, this real short story. It was a lady. She was my client, and she had a niece that she had taken in because her brother had passed.
Wow.
So, and the little girl was biracial,
Mm-hmm.
but she took more of us than she did of them. So when the girl walked in, I was like, "Who?" When
Hair.
I tell you, it was like Sydney, it was like your hair on steroids when that baby
Uh-huh.
came in there. She was maybe like 8 or 9, and it was the hair was bigger than her. Like it was so big, and the my client, she's crying. She's like,
Mm,
I don't know what to do with this, and
bet you don't.
I know you don't, baby. Just have a sit in the
Sit
chair.
down, I got
Just
it.
have a sit down, and we just gonna take care. Well, she said, well, can I just have you do it every 2 weeks? Yes, but just that's fine. I will
That'll
do
work.
that. But
But
she
she
was
would still
completely.
need to
A,
learn though.
She
but a
right.
lot of them are distraught because they don't
They
even
don't
have
know
a
what to
clue
do.
where to start.
Well,
Right.
that's
They
why
Thankfully,
don't.
now we have YouTube that
yeah, but
teaches
that's why I was
everything.
giving props to my mom. My mom's white. I'm adopted. My whole family is. And like
Who's
my
here?
mom, as a white
Yeah.
woman, she did not do me wrong. Like she most of the time protected me when people had ideas about doing things to my hair, and she was like, "No, you will not do that to my daughter's hair." And I'm so thankful for her because her two best friends, I mean, they were black women, so that really helped. And they were always like, "Sarah, no, don't do that with her hair." So it was like she had people to help her through. But my
Mm-hmm.
mom, she got that knowledge and then took good care of my hair and even protected me. Like during the time when I really wanted my hair straight, there was this one salon I went to and they were suggesting it. They like cut my hair off and sew in a weave. And my hair
What?
was down to like almost it was
Wait.
my belly button at this point.
Why are
My
we
long curly
cutting?
hair.
Wait,
They
wait,
took
wait, wait, wait,
Why are we
wait.
it
So
cutting?
off
you're
and
gonna cut hair off
To add
to
hair?
put
they were
more
gonna
hair
chop
in?
That
they
don't
I
matter.
was
That don't make
listen,
sense. That's
I
not
probably
mathing.
was like 12 or 13, so I really wanted it because I was like, I really want my hair straight. I want to be just like the girls like at school. So I was really into it, and they were like, we can cut her hair off and then sew in a weave. I was like, we gotta ask my mom, call her. My mom came into that salon and she said, absolutely the heck not.
Thank you,
Right,
Mom.
Hair work.
Thank you, Mom.
right.
But I do have to say this, and that salon was black women that were going to do that to my hair.
What?
My mom came in as a white woman and protected me. And I'm not saying anything against that, but my mom educated
Wow.
herself enough to know that that was not okay. And I don't know
But
to this day why,
They
but
were playing
it was
it
games.
doesn't surprise me.
a
I
salon.
can tell you why it happened, honestly. Also, like just being
Please
honest,
enlighten me.
Why?
the reason why they even said that was just because it would have made your hair easier to deal with. Extensions are easier to deal with.
That's
They,
true. That
So
gets
it's like why would it's because the thing is, if I cut your natural hair off, that is I got to do all this work and pull all this stuff to. If I just put you in some extensions, then
yeah.
it's easier to
Yeah,
deal with.
but that's the salon
Arlena,
though. She still got to go home.
you know the guest doesn't know what the doorbell means, and y'all know what the doorbell means. That Arlena, that means we have a comment that we're gonna read.
Sorry.
Alicia
I was
says,
waiting for
"Yes,
it
I
to come.
learned to love my natural in my late 20s. No perms, heat, etc."
You go, girl.
Go,
Yes.
Lisa. I mean,
You know
Leslie.
what? That's a
Love
war.
it.
That's a warrior, baby. Because if my hair was not locked up, baby, when I tell you, it would be some heat
Absolute
up in here.
waffle.
It would be all types of things going on up in here. If I honestly, I got my blowouts every week, every other week when
I
my hair
bet you
was not
did.
locked.
I'm just curious about like why it took to the late 20s. And I only asked that because I was kind of like that too. Like my natural, I still struggle with my natural hair. I love it, but I do struggle with it because I don't know the correct, still to this day, I don't know the correct products that can make it last to where it's like moist all day and not drying up and shriveling up. I struggle with that. So it's interesting to
Mhm.
know that Alicia is, she's learning to love her hair in her late
Yes.
20s and how long that took.
You just
Well,
answered your own question.
you
Did
gotta
I? Let me
experiment.
think
You
about
did.
this.
You said because you said you know why did it take to your late 20s, and then you also stated that because you did not know the right products, and you didn't know the right products because you were not bred from a younger age to know what
Right.
products to use on your hair.
Yeah.
So you had to go
Exactly.
and research for yourself. So your early 20s is when you were out on your own and you had to figure it out.
Right.
Ooh.
But I was asking Leisha, like, if that was, her situation, is it the same as mine? Because yeah, I did feel like, I still feel like that. Like and
Yeah,
I
we
still
still
use
all
different
trying to
products that
figure
I
it
feel
out.
like, oh, some of them are okay, but I'm trying to find that long lasting product that don't cost too much and
Uh,
that, I don't have to use
really
so
work.
much of it just to make my hair look good.
and
Tasha, you
not
said something very important. Why does it have to cost so much to take
Welcome
care
to
of our
the
hair? It costs. You
Ooh,
gotta buy this product. You gotta buy
ooh,
that
It
product.
girl,
does not
let me tell
cost all that to
You,
take care of your
Keone,
hair. You just
Oh,
have to
please said
First of
learn.
all,
bald
guys,
man.
that is the bald hair,
You
but bald hair
listen,
person
hair.
tells us it
Man.
doesn't cost that
listen,
much.
listen. You just have to know. Listen, I don't have any hair problems. My
No,
stuff is
of course
Oh,
nice
no
not.
and
shit.
smooth. You
Why
know,
don't you try
it,
this and tell me what
Okay,
colors?
like I don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah,
It doesn't
and
make sense.
not to like throw shade on like the stylist or anybody listening to this, but it is just like, I did come across like braiders or any kind of hairstylist that will charge more for doing like thick hair, coarse hair,
Yeah,
and
parting hair.
it's like you're doubling it. Like, I
Use
get
the
it's
product
thick,
on your hair.
it may take a little longer, but like,
You're so
I
fancy.
need some answers on this. Why is it like this?
Well,
They're
What
money
your
hungry.
stuff gets expensive for them too.
It
as
does.
a stylist, I will say this: it's not you; it's everybody who sat in the chair before you.
Ooh.
So when I say that, it means like, yes, you may have thick hair, but the thing is, you may take care of your thick hair better than the five people that sat in the chair before you, because your hair may be easier to get through versus the other girl who pretty much just let her hair mat up and
She
she
just
ain't combed it in 3 days, and now I got to shampoo this 5 times, and I got to condition it
and
twice,
cut out
and then I
this
got
and
to just
yeah.
pull and pull and pull and pull. And the blow drying takes an hour. So it's like, you know what?
I
I'm
got
going to
you.
charge you extra because what is this? Like
Right.
when you go to it's honestly, I think that people need to understand when you go to a stylist, it's just like when you go into the doctor. You don't go to the doctor with dirty drawers on. So
Okay.
make sure when you go to the stylist, make sure that your hair is manageable for them to be able to do something to it.
I
Don't just
like
go
that.
and
I do a deep condition before I go to the beautician, so it's nice and
Yeah,
soft. Trying to make
I
it
agree. You
work
should
with you.
definitely want to get your hair or do your hair in a way that looks decent enough to, go to the shop and not be talked about. Like,
It's like what you do
oh,
when
cause
you
we gonna
hire
talk
cleaners.
about
You
you.
clean your
You
house
know,
before they come.
you
Right.
know, stylists gonna
Exactly.
talk about you as soon as you walk out the door. Child, did you see that?
I'm gonna do at least a pre-rinse before I come, because what you're not gonna do is talk about my hair. No.
We
yeah.
gonna talk about, and then for me, I'll talk about you while you're in the chair. Be like, girl, you shouldn't have came
Look,
over here
I'd
looking like
rather you talk about me while I'm in the chair so that I can know what to do, so I can fix it. Because if you don't tell me, I'm gonna just keep coming back the same way I left you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
exactly. You
improve.
have to
Tell
tell
me what's wrong. What am I doing wrong? Fix it.
right.
But I do want to touch on what Lachey said. She responded to you, Ty. She said, "Well, I just turned 34 last Friday. Happy belated
Yeah,
birthday."
happy
Yes.
belated.
She said, "My perms never took even as a teen." That was me, girl, for sure. They just would not. They was like, "What is that?" As of now, my hair really loves Indian hemp hair, grease, and water.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hey,
I got to do it myself because I'm like, why didn't he put it on there? I'm all click and play on it.
because they were
You
too.
slacking.
He's
You
slacking.
slack it.
He's slacking, y'all. He's slacking.
No, don't you dare. Don't
We
be
love you,
the
Beauty. Go hit the
Yeah, you
button.
do, but don't let your ego get the best of you right now.
There you go.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, the finishing part of that was she said right
Go ahead,
conditioner
put that
does
on real
help
quick. There we
with
go.
tangles and knots. He put it up there, but I didn't read it. So yes, deep
And
conditioning definitely does help. It helps loosen up. Even with locks, I find that it helps with my
yes,
retwist. If I do a deep conditioning before I get my retwist, it really helps with
Question
it.
with the locks too. Is it a struggle getting the shampoo and the conditioner to go through because it's so tight and locked in? Or does it still just like, it
You,
goes through there? Does that make sense?
I
not
mean, I do an apple cider vinegar rinse at least twice a year.
Yeah,
Um,
not really. So I
yeah.
think I know what you're saying. You're basically asking like, does it penetrate and does it take a lot to get it out? Like once you
Yeah,
get it in.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Mhm.
It does take a little work because it's not like with loose hair where it just literally will slide out. We got to do a little bit of working in just to get it out,
Have to
you
check in,
know.
make sure
But it's
everything
not
good.
like extra work. No. But
Okay.
conditioner is always your best friend for locks, for not locks. Like it is perfectly fine to put conditioner in your hair and go to sleep and wake up and
I
and
did.
wash it and rinse it out and keep it going. Like there's not conditioner is not going to help you. You can keep conditioner here for 2 or 3 days. It's
I,
not going to hurt you.
I do
Okay.
the
It's
Well,
same.
really
And
I
a
have
not.
a
leave-in
I have a little
conditioner every other
confession
day.
too. As a child, we used to have this orange tub of like we didn't know what it was, but it did good in our hair, right? Never knew it was conditioner. We used to use it, brush our hair up, put it in a ponytail, and go. Never washed it out.
Mm.
And so thankfully it didn't do anything
Was it good
damaging to our
too?
hair that we know of. But yeah, it was just like I don't know, as my mom didn't pay attention to it as kids, we weren't gonna read what was on there and what it was
What
for.
was
It
this
just worked for
brand?
our hair. So we put
Was
it in there and brush our hair and go.
What
a
was
orange
this
tub.
brand?
We
Tony.
used to call it orange stuff, literally orange
It,
stuff.
It
It
was
was a
orange?
hair.
tube. I
That's
don't
hair
know what it was
mayonnaise.
called,
Hair
but it was
mayonnaise.
a
Hair man.
was it? It was a
Yeah,
tube and it had like orange, a tub, and it had
Mhm.
orange whatever in it. So we used to always
that,
my mom would be like,
that,
go get the orange
Where
stuff.
did you
Okay,
live?
yeah, we're
Have
gonna
you
get
that
the
is
orange
heard
stuff.
that hair
Where do
mayonnaise?
you live to get this?
that's listen. That's hair mayonnaise is old school. That's like bergamot blue hair grease.
Oh,
Okay,
blue
that's
hair.
real
Yeah, I
old
know
Oh
school.
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Blue Moon,
Blue Magic.
greasy soap.
Blue
Yeah,
magic for sure.
Blue
That
Magic.
blue
Yes, I
magic,
know
that's
about Blue
bergamot.
Magic.
Y'all know what that is now.
Oh, pink lotion. Yep.
The
I have a question for Tony.
yes.
So, what do you think about? Okay, I'm going to try to get this right. It's a keratin smoothing. It's like a keratin treatment. Okay, I did this modeling gig. Okay, and it was like they were taking pictures, but they did this like product, this keratin whatever in your hair, and it's supposed to make it made it really soft. Okay, that's
Hmm.
what I thought was soft, but
Mhm.
it took my curl out so much, and I literally had to regrow my hair, and I was like chopping off the old pieces from that
Wow.
keratin as it
You
grew out.
straightened your hair?
It kind of like made my curls here are bouncy again because this is all this new growth. But it was like it like straightened them out, and they told me it was temporary, that it would wash out after like 6 months or so, but it never did. And I literally took me 3 years to regrow it out. And well, of course I did it for the money because it was a really good pay for the modeling gig. And that's
Of
literally why I
course.
did it. But
Yes.
I mean, it was like, it was
Did
unrealistic.
they okay? Did they straighten your hair?
They did straighten my hair after.
Oh.
Okay, so now I have a couple questions because I want to see what they did. So what you did was not a keratin treatment.
Oh, they jumped you.
It was
They
not.
So
did something junky to your
so
hair.
when they put it in your hair, did they blow dry your hair with the product on? Do you remember?
Yes. They put me under a dryer.
Yeah, that is a Brazilian straightening, smoothing treatment.
Friend.
That is the product that I told you that has formaldehyde in it. So what that does, and it stinks. So you put it
Yeah.
on your hair. It's like a conditioner, and you blow it out, and then they have you rinse it out, and then you blow it out again, and then you
Yes.
straighten it. And it
Yes.
takes your curl pattern completely. It changes it
Yeah.
and distorts it.
I
And
had
you
to grow
Wow.
it out. Now my curl
Oh,
pattern's finally coming back, but I had to regrow it from scratch, and I literally just been chopping off the keratin ends. Like,
that's not a
Wow.
keratin treatment. That is a Brazilian smoothing straightening treatment.
but
well, welcome
but
to the
see,
modeling world where you sign
right,
up
I was
for things
about
that
to
you
say
don't even
that's
know.
that I used to deal with that
Mhm.
before I got my locks. I used to deal with that all the time. They would doing
Now I
hair
know why
shows
they
and all that
freeze
stuff.
so well.
Like you gotta watch what these beauticians be doing at these hair shows if you're like a model. Like
I
you
So
have
won't
to
do
really
it
watch.
again.
keratin is a protein. Keratin actually helps to build the strength of your hair. So keratin is something like Oprah uses. You seen Oprah hair. Oprah hair is like big and voluminous and just look
Oh,
healthy and thick. That's
Mm,
what keratin does.
mm.
So the
So
thing
they
about keratin is the more you use it, the better it is for you. But when you stop using it, your hair starts to depend on it.
so they paid you a lot of money to get you to not ask questions. That's what it.
Absolutely.
I'm over here like I'm ready to hear the laughs.
Okay. Listen, I'm not mad. I got paid for it. So, but
I'm
it took
sorry.
like 3 years to regrow this back out. Like you can even see right here at the end. This is one of them. This is one of those
Yeah,
Not
products.
fair.
they got you good. That was
I
not
gotta
careful.
cut that off. I've literally just been chopping these little like areas like that, and it like my curls are coming back
Horrible.
now. I'm like, thank God. All this.
Oh my god.
We know he grows hair, everyone. Oh,
No.
I used to use
Mm,
Oh,
Yeah, I don't like
let's
Cantu. It
let's.
dries my hair out
I
fast.
I don't
I
like
thought I
I
loved
don't
it.
like
Cantu.
him too.
I used to use it, and I thought I really liked it, but now I'm like, never
No.
again.
I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but exactly.
And just because it's expensive does not mean it works.
Right.
Well, what's a good one for curly hair to give moisturizer? Like, what's a good curly
Lard.
moisturizing product? Lard? Lard?
Um.
Like your
Mayonnaise.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
mayonnaise, eggs, and
No, besides
honey.
if I put mayonnaise and egg in my hair, I will never comb through it. I want something that I can like leave in or put in or put
Yeah,
in.
you mix it together. It's like a little, and then you just
she
rub
Don't
it
she
smell
in.
ain't
like
she ain't
dirty
trying to
egg and
bake no
mayonnaise
cake on her
everywhere.
head. Yeah, she ain't.
Yeah, just put
Um,
your head in the oven too. You be alright.
I would say you're
Oh,
probably gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but because of your particular hair from what I'm looking at, you could actually use a line by Paul Mitchell. And I know y'all look at me like I'm crazy because most black people are like, oh my God, not Paul
Right.
Mitchell. But Paul Mitchell has a line called Super Skinny. Super Skinny is a really good line. It's smoothing. So helps you with frizzing, stuff like that. Um, and a part of that particular line is a product called foaming pomade. It is probably some of the best, like it's really like it's a leave-in like moisturizer type of hair dress. So what it does is when you rub it in your hands, it foams up like shampoo. And you
Okay.
put it in
okay.
your hair and it makes your hair like pliable like shampoo. So you know how when your hair is shampooed and you can
Yeah,
kind
it's
of,
all
pull
slick
it
and stuff.
around and yeah. So what you do is once you foam it up, you style it the way that you want it and then it dries exactly the way that you see it. And it dries
Really?
soft.
Wait, so does it shrivel though? Like, does it like?
No, it does
Oh,
not.
okay.
No.
So
Okay.
if you put it
Paul
on and
Mitchell.
comb it out and put it in the style that you want, it'll stay that way and it bounces. So it's soft. It's not like crunchy hard or anything.
So
So
it's
my
Ah,
like
mom,
a mousse, but not a hard
Sultan
mousse.
form
yes,
for all hair types.
all hair. My mom has been using that on me and my sister's hair since I was a kid.
Question: do
Okay,
you
I'm
still use
literally
it
buying
now
it
that you
now.
have
It's
locks?
$30 on Amazon, y'all.
Yes,
I
sometimes I
use
do.
Amazon.
With
Flexible.
your retwist?
yeah. Because I usually don't. I'm not a fan of that. But when it
Not
comes to
word.
hair,
Yes,
that's what always happens.
it's not really a word we like to associate
And,
with
and
black hair.
honestly, foam and pomade is not expensive. It's like 10, $15.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's not bad.
Paul Mitchell. I see it on Amazon. It's like goes up. Oh, actually, you can get a smaller bottle for
It's
9.50.
on Amazon.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
found it for
for
like
Amazon.
if you want a big bottle for like $30. That's not
Okay.
bad for a big
I
bottle.
don't like buying products my first time trying it in big bulk. Like
Yeah,
in
me
a
Yeah,
big,
don't
neither.
buy it in a big bottle first. You want to make
yeah,
sure it works for you first.
Mhm.
So I'll buy
yeah,
the
But
$9 bottle.
But for
yeah.
your locks,
Is she
the only way I
shopping?
would use it for my locks is if I'm styling.
Skinny.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I
If
was
I'm
just
styling
curious
them.
that Leisha comment, was that for Sydney or was it for Keone? Because I'm like,
That was for Keone. Let me.
because I'm like,
Mhm.
It could have been both of you.
because
Yeah.
she put
Well,
that at least you didn't go completely bald. I mean,
It
I
could
get
have been a
bald,
shot
but
at Keone
technically
and
he
like
was completely
trying to
bald.
encourage Sydney at the same time. I don't know. Um, I'm sorry. But I lost my train of thought. Okay,
it's okay.
but
But
so
just I
tell
would
me.
say just research products that would work for you. But it's like a lot of things like people will say products like, oh, this is a good natural product, and then the whole system is like $200 and it's trash. So it's
Yeah.
like one product line that I've used and I've never had good results with it, even on my clients, is Carol's Daughter. I've
Carol's
never
Daughter.
had
Really?
a good experience with Carol's Daughter,
I don't
from the
like
black
Carol's Daughter
vanilla
either.
to
Yeah.
all of it. I've never
Oh
had a
no,
good.
I don't think I've ever tried Carol's Daughter. It was Aunt Jackie's, I think.
Aunt Jackie's, I don't like her either.
I
But
like it. It's not too
Uncle
bad.
Funky's is good. If you guys heard of Uncle
Uncle
Funky,
Funky.
okay,
Uncle
Uncle
Funky,
Funky. And
Uncle
on that
Funky
note, we're
is
gonna
good.
call it a show. We're gonna wrap it up. Uncle Funky. Please
Okay.
do your research and remember every product that your friend refers to you may not be for you. And if
Mhm.
you don't know how to take care of your hair, make sure that you ask questions when you're sitting in that stylish chair. Thank you so much for joining Pretty Smart. It's been a great time. Thank you so much, Tony Alexander, for being
Yeah,
with us.
Tony.
Yeah.
It
Have
was
a great
nice
night,
being with you
everyone.
guys with the logo I made.
Okay, logo. Shout out, little life plug.
Yeah.